Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Polar Breakaway Muck insulated water bottles. When you're riding in wet weather or on dirt trails, it doesn't take long for your water bottle to get covered in dirt or grime. That means when you go for a drink of water, you might get some extra nutrients. That's why Polar's introduced their new Muck insulated bottle variation that provides a nice protection from the elements with this little cap cover. Now in terms of packaging, really simple. You just get this little paper tag that's attached to the top of the cap. So while I take that off, we'll go over the specs. It's available in 3 variations, a $14 12 ounce, as well as a $15 20 ounce, and then the 24 ounce that we have here for $16. There are only insulated options currently available. And this insulation provides twice the duration for keeping your bottles cool. So with their tri-layer design, and you can see it's this little membrane on the inside of the bottle that actually reflects off the sun, and as well as providing insulation from the inside. This has their Muckguard cap, which is a simple plastic cap here you see that goes over their surge cap, which is a combination of a membrane, which is like a flow, which automatically blocks the flow when there's no pressure, as well as this push-pull style that allows you to lock the nozzle for transportation. Let's take a second to look at the weight of the bottle. So with the cap on there and the 24 ounce variation, that comes in at 160 grams. And out of curiosity, just the Muckguard by itself, which you should be able to purchase separately fairly soon, I think it's about $3, is only 8 grams, so very light. So with these new Muck bottles, Polar has taken their breakaway road cycling insulated bottles and added this nice little guard on top. So this helps prevent any dirt or grime from getting on the nozzle head, keeps it clean, and it's a really simple design you can actually take off. Now, they've also provided 2 new color schemes. We have a variation of each here. The Zipper, which takes a top color and a bottom color and sort of blends them together with these little rectangles. Really clean design. It's available in 2 colors. We have the blue here, but it's also available in a moss green. And then the Shatter color scheme, and this is almost like a digital camo print. Looks really cool here. This is the charcoal variation, which has these almost copper-like spots on it. It's also available in a camo forest color for a different color variation. It's only available in insulated options currently for the Muck, but you could buy the Muck cap separately and put it on any other Polar bottle. So if we go look at the Muckguard, it's a very simple design. It's a hard plastic cap that has a little grip ring that goes underneath the nozzle. And what's nice about this is it's actually designed to work with the nozzle head really well. So it has these little ridges on here. Not sure how well they show up on camera, but inside here there's little ridges. So you see when I put this on, it actually holds it pretty well. So it doesn't really move off and it stays in place. Provides really good protection too. You can see all the way around. It's a really nice option, and you can simply pop it off, take a drink from it, and then pop it back. Now, if you're a road cyclist, you can always take this completely off and use this on the road where you don't need to stop and drink. So you can see it slides over the threads, put this back on, and you have the standard breakaway bottle again. Now, one of the best things about these bottles is the cap. This is the surge cap. See, really simple design. So it's a 2-piece design. You have the body of the cap, and then you have the nozzle itself, so soft plastic. And inside there, you have the membrane. You also see that there's little dimples here. So when these are 90 degrees, this doesn't come off. You can simply push-pull to lock or unlock. So this is locked and then unlocked. Now, if you want to come out and clean this, you can simply pop this out by rotating the nozzle head and apply a little bit of pressure. And then you can see when these dimples are lined up, that means the little locks are aligned here, so you can simply slide it out. Here's a better view of that little membrane, similar to CamelBak. And it's a really nice design, so it doesn't leak and provides really high flow. And you can see how wide this nozzle is, so really good flow on here. No plasticky taste either, despite being a plastic bottle. And good flexibility, so really easy to squeeze and drink from. And with the insulation, that means you can ride on warmer days with cold bottle for much longer than you would with a standard bottle. What I have here is the standard Polar Breakaway insulated bottle in the same 24 ounce. You can see the main difference is just the color scheme. Otherwise, they're literally the same bottle, different color cap, and just the Muckguard is the addition. So you simply pop that off and you can have the road cycling variation. Something to point out with extended use, the ridges on the cap can be a little hard to clean. So you can see there's a little dirt and grime in there. It's harder to get to. The bottle does take a little bit of damage, so if you drop this, it will show, but these are cheap to replace. Otherwise, it has held up fairly well. There are just some little marks from the bottle cage. Now, compared to the other bottles on the market, you have the Elite bottles. This is the NanoFly, which has a $40 retail price, but sells for a lot less, around $26, $27. You can see the Elite bottle is much more squeezable than the Polar bottles. So if I open this up, you can see, because of the membrane design, it's less squeezable than the Elite, but I like the membrane design over the standard push-pull. So this is a standard push-pull, so if you push down, it locks, open it unlocks, and you can see it's a very simple design, one piece with the big rubber cap, and really easy to clean, so you just run in there. So it's a good option for flavored drinks that are a little bit dirtier or harder to clean. And this simply pops back in place. Now, what's nice about the Polar is that they combine that push-pull style with the membrane design that's more common in the CamelBak. So you can see here's the CamelBak. So same thing. It has a little membrane in there. Pretty similar. This is the more insulated variation, so 4 times compared to twice that of the Polar. Similar squeezability, similar design. All the bottles look the same. They have a little grip ring here to accommodate bottle cages. And again, the caps are similar, but the CamelBak is far more complex. So if you open this up, you can see it has a little internal guard. It has a little lock ring. Then you can actually press down on the nozzle head and you can pop this whole assembly out. So here we have the cap off. You can see there's an O-ring. You can additionally take off this little rubber cap on the main body. And then that's it. And it also has that membrane in there that you can see here. So comparing that to the Polar, you can see how much simpler the Polar is. It's simply a 2-piece design with the cap head. You simply rotate this, push down, and then that's it. So same idea, you have a bottle cap, but rather than all this complexity with the CamelBak, you simply have a 1-piece design here. So nozzle head, membrane, instead of O-ring, nozzle head, lock ring, and then the little underneath Muckguard. So much simpler, easy to clean, easier to maintain. The other comparison with the CamelBak is their Dirt Series Podium. So we have that here. Now with their Dirt Series, they add a little different color scheme, which makes it a little more off-roady. And then they add the little guard, a little cap. So with their guard, the CamelBak, it's just a simple rubber cover, so you can simply pop it on. It's a little more convenient as far as taking it on and off, as you simply pull it off and then you have a standard bottle again. But you can see it's a lot cheaper and simpler. Provides a little less protection, doesn't quite sit as well as say the Polars here. So you can see with the Polar, sits nice and flush. Actually has a notch design, so it really sits in there well. While this one, you can easily get the rubber twisted around. So I do like the Polar variation better, as it seems a little more engineered than the simple rubber cap. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Polar Breakaway Muck bottles. What we like about them are the eye-catching designs. These look great on the road or on the trail. They also have a very secure and robust muck cap cover, fits well in the nozzle and even stays in place on tough terrain. And finally, the surge cap is one of our favorites. It's easy to use and clean and combines the push-pull valve with a little membrane design for a no-spill bottle. Some of the cons for the bottle is the fact that it's fairly heavy, especially for an insulated 24 ounce. And the ridges on the cap can collect dirt, so they're a little harder to clean over time. And finally, Polar only offers them in the insulated option currently. Taking everything into account, we'd give the Breakaway Muck bottle a 9.3 out of 10. These are great insulated bottles with a nice secure cap that keeps it protected, whether you ride on the trail, dirt, or mud. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.